What's up? How in the world is everybody doing? Everybody making it all right tonight? Oh my goodness. How we doing? Hello Lena, Pompey, Brian, Sue in the house. Kelly Single, what's up? What's up? I'll wait just a minute here, see if a few more people want to log on. Just wanted to go back and there's a lot of people asking about Josh's setups and how to set them up and how to set, like when we do levels and stuff, how to set those up. Hey, thanks Bradley Boone. Thank you for the tip. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Hopefully everybody had a pretty good day today. Manford from Colorado. Nice. Sailfish, thanks. Tip man. Lena said Mr. Spy. What's up, Lena? How are you? Sue, is anybody home? Are there any dogs in the house? Oh, how about that? Any dogs in the house, Sue? You know, I go back to, let me see if I can switch screens here. Go back to yesterday. Take a 1 hour here. I've caught these levels pretty nice. I think I've caught most of them. Pretty good. So, what's the next move, right? What's the next move? Tejan. Yeah, I know Tejan. I'm trying to find a balance, man. I'm juggling a little bit. I love doing live with everybody. That's my favorite thing to do. But I also gotta try to put out more normal short videos and then trade, and then I'm doing one-on-ones too. I'm struggling with time, trying to find it. Hello, Sagoon. How are you, my friend? Yazzer. Got a few people in here, about 18. So, and I miss it too. I love doing evening lives. I don't I'm gonna get on here. Where's my channel at, man? I can't even find my own channel. I had this level pretty nice today. I traded 2 good moves with the family, and really some of us need, like, I've been. What's up, Rashid? Yeah, me too, Charlie. Been missing. I've been live every day, but I've not been live in the evenings. I've been doing a bunch of one-on-one coaches and stuff, and I enjoy that too. But it ends up taking time, and anyways, I've got to. I don't know. Got to find a little balance. Make it work a little at a time. And I'm trying to grow the channel, the YouTube channel too, a little at a time. You guys got me over 2,200 subscribers now. So if you've not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Thank you, Yazir. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. What's up? Hello, Shelly. Charlie Brown, I like that. We have had so much price action. It's been bank. I agree, man. It's been really good. As long as you can play it both ways. And some people are so in here, they're so brand new. So I wanted to do like maybe 1 or 2 of Josh's setups from today. One person had asked me about Tesla today, and I'm just going to bring up his. Thank you, Jacob. So I want to go over Josh. Let's do Tesla. That was one of Josh's scalps today. Just to understand. Is this right? Yeah, here it was. Okay. So yeah, I caught it 2 times on the side, but I don't usually trade it live with the family. It's too volatile. And then anybody new trading it, you're crazy. You don't need to be trading it. If you're just kind of starting options, or you got 3 or 6 months under your belt, you don't need to trade Tesla right now. I'm telling you right now, you don't need to trade Tesla. It's going to wreck your. If you got a small account, you don't need to trade Tesla. If you do, you have to be really, really careful. It's just a shot in the dark, 50-50. So let's set up Josh's trade today. Okay. Anybody that's new, if you're new, chime in. Say, hey, I'm new. I need help setting Josh's. I don't understand Josh's scalp setups. I don't understand what to do. This is how I start the day. This brown area is pre-market. Most of maybe everybody else knows this, but some people don't. This brown area is pre-market. Now, generally speaking, I will mark pre-market highs. That's right, J Brams. And I'll mark pre-market lows. You can catch this wick if you want, but that gets you in the ballpark. Okay, Selfish, what actually is pre-market? Pre-market is when markets open elsewhere. Right? You're getting markets opening around the world, and the U.S. stock market comes open at 4 a.m. Eastern time. The problem with pre-market is the only things that run in pre-market are usually penny stocks that people pump and dump, or the occasional huge news catalyst might go crazy, like back in the AMC days or GameStop days. Most of the time it's just low volume fluctuation, but it does create some structure. And oftentimes you get you close out down here tomorrow morning or last night, and then you open up here or something. You'll get a gap up or a gap down often. It's just hours that are open to trading before the market actually comes open all the way. You cannot trade options in pre-market or after hours, other than 15 minutes after hours on select. There's a few select stocks that'll let you trade 15 minutes extra. That's it. No options trading. Futures is part of the pre-market. Futures are open during pre-market. Even futures don't have a lot of volume in them necessarily in pre-market. If I go pull up ES, here's a E-mini. This is the S&P futures. Okay. This is all the way through the night. It closes. How do they do that? It closes. I used to trade this a little bit. 1800. Closes for 1 hour and then reopens and then runs all the way through the night. I guess you can trade it all night long. But there's not a lot of volume in it. See the volume bars down here? The normal session? Look at the volume bars down here during pre-market and after hours. There's no volume there. It can be manipulated easily. Hello, Ann. How are you? But do you trade futures? Sometimes I'll trade SPX, Pompey. I don't trade futures anymore. Selfish, you can trade. It's just you can only buy shares and sell shares. You can't. There's no options trading going on. You can get up in the morning, and as long as the company that you're looking to buy has a pre-market, there are some companies that don't open till 9:30. But if they've elected to participate in pre-market hours, you can get up at 4 a.m. Eastern time and buy shares all you want, buy and sell shares. You can't do market orders. You have to do limit orders. And there are no options. Options trading don't open until morning bell. Okay? So, anyways, back to it. The dark shading is after hours. The brown shading is pre-market hours. So we mark those as structure. Now, sometimes pre-market's real wide, sometimes it's real narrow. So I generally mark the highs and lows, and then I will also sometimes I can also find a little channel on pre-market. I liked this morning on, well, never mind. I'm not on SPY, I'm on Tesla. So, never mind. So, Josh, here's Josh's setup. Below 272. Aggressive move to the downside. Okay. Was below 272. So I'll just come and put a mark on that. you can also set an alert on that. Here it goes to conservative would be below 270, so you just take your mark at 270. Okay, so you could have went short if it started breaking this. That was early. If it broke this, that was a conservative move. Gives you a little more cushion. But to the upside, Josh had 276. So we're going to take another mark, horizontal line at 276. Why don't I just move this one up? Oh, that's pre-market. Never mind. That's why. So I make these different colors oftentimes. Okay. Here's pre-market low. Purple. The purple lines are pre-market. The red lines are your morning market structure. 1, 2, 3 candles. And Josh had above 272 or below it was below. Okay. Above 276. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. So pre-market and Josh's level was 30 cents apart. So I would have just marked 276. It was right at it. Right at it. Anything breaking above this line, you can try for early entry, or you wait until a candle closes above it for a more conservative entry, and then you have to ride the trend. This was a shaky 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 34, 35, 40 minutes if you're going to hold all this mess until it breaks out. So, what's up, man? You playing any shows? What's up, Sam? Yeah, I play about every weekend, Sam. About every weekend, brother. I'll be in Tennessee this weekend. 1, 2, 3. So this purple line ended up being your morning market structure. You take your first 3 candles. Josh's line was just below it at 276. Oh. Yeah, above 276. So you could have went long right above 276 after a candle closed and rode the trend up. You might have got chopped out in this, but it never even back tested barely. Never even back tested 276. This thing took off like a rocket today. Now, thanks, Charlie. I got my own way, man, but I'm just trying to help people learn. Some people are missing these morning setups. They don't know how to set it up or what to wait for. So I wanted to hit that today. Now, when you pair this with when we put the 9 EMA on and VWAP, this starts making sense. So the green line's your 9 EMA, the white line is VWAP. Really, the only thing this did was come over here and test VWAP. When we couldn't break, you could have added right here. If you took one position on this candle, you could have added another position here for a nice run up. Josh's target was 280 and 285. So, really these first candles got you to 280. Target 1, make you a line. There's 280. This is what I do. Let's change that bad boy to green. Then you can find any platform you got. You can add text. You can just write up here, target 280. or target 280. Leave it sitting there. Add you another text. Target 2. Well, 285. 285. Target 2. And then you can make you another line at 285. If it keeps running, you know, this thing blew right through 285. But at least you would have had this on your screen as a visual. You need to mark these on your screens as visuals, so you got something to look at. So you got something, hey, I'm breaking across this. You know, some people ask me in the mornings, well, I didn't hear you say I'm getting in. You didn't say to get in. You didn't say to get out. I'm not going to tell you to get in or get out. I'll give you the levels. Most often you can see what I do. Or if I'm getting in or getting out, I try to say I am as best I can. But the levels is the main part, so you can play the levels yourself. Once this thing breaks above VWAP and starts closing up here, well, it's giving bullish indicators. Now we go back and test that, like with the 15 or the 30, and we look at the RSI and the MACD, and now let's just see. Look at the MACD spread apart here and take off. Straight up. RSI on a 15-minute candle, straight up, man. It was a pretty good play. I hit it 2 times on the way up. So how did you see 280? I'm trying to see what you're seeing. That was just Josh's target. That's what he had listed. Now, target 280. Why would he have chose 280? Let's just change. Let's drop that one. And let's use a horizontal line. And I can probably about tell you why. Let's see, Tejan. Okay. Let's change it to yellow, maybe. There we go. $285. Was his second target. Right here at the opening of this day. Opening of this day. Here's the high of this day at 280. Right here's your first reversal on this day at 280. Here's your rejection at 280 that day. Rejection at after hours that day. So this starts becoming levels, you know. That's without seeing a volume profile on it. So this is just a good way to, you know, give yourself some visuals on these things, on these plays. Give your eyes something to look at on your own screen. Mark these lines that he's marking. Now let's go to 1 hour here. Now let's do a profile. Catch a little bit above us, a little bit below us. $285 is the top of this shelf. That's probably what he was going for right there. What, 285? 280. All this back in here. I see it now. Top of all this structure back here. Sitting close to 280. So these, if you see this volume profile, I would probably have wanted to clear 280. Getting over this first volume shelf was a biggie. Continuing above it, just like this day back here, starts getting us above that structure. If Tesla keeps cooking, We get over 293, might be game on. I mean, it came down a long way. You're going to have a little more up there, but not much. Man, you get above, whew, look at this. Look at that gap. Boom. Over 304, we're cooking. And that can get there fast with Tesla. Seems like a long ways, but it ain't. It ain't the SPY, man. This thing don't move like the SPY. It moves in a whole different way. So hopefully that, that can kind of tell you about how setting up those morning setups. Everything's like that. You need to set your lines, set your targets, set your lines, and stick to it. Wait for you to enter trade candle through the set level. For previous days, that's a hell of an average. Thanks, Tejan. Hello, Justin. How's it going? Yeah, multiple time frames. Gotta have multiple time frames. Let's hit SPY for a minute, guys. We got some news coming soon, right? April 2nd. Is that tariffs? Hang on, guys. My cat's out here fighting. Hang on, guys. Go get me, Sean. She's out there fighting. Sorry, guys. Got a cat fight outside. She took off across the road chasing another cat.
They're both outside.
Yeah. She's going crazy.
I'm not going to catch them.
Well, just holler at them. I'm sorry, guys. So, let me go back and catch up on comments. Hey, thanks, Charlie. Pompey, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Charlie, I'll be on in the morning with Josh. I feel you, Pompey, on that 1 minute candle. Could you at some point show on your screen when buying an option and setting stop or stop loss? Manford, so what the world? Alright, excuse me, guys. Setting a stop loss on Webull and setting a stop loss on Thinkorswim, setting a stop loss on Robinhood. They all differ so much. I displayed it a few days ago when I set one. I'll do it again tomorrow during the live stream and show you I'll show you how I do it. But anything you buy, you should be able to tap on to sell, and when you go to sell, it's going to bring up an order type, and you should be able to change that order type to a stop loss or stop market, take profit. There's so many different orders, so many different ones. I'll do it tomorrow though and let you see it. Jabrams, there's several different ways I'll enter a trade. Today, let's catch a 5 here today. Okay, I'm gonna set today up I guess we're setting tomorrow up. I had pre-market lows right here, 567.20. What was my go short this morning? Supports below us at 565.80 and 562. Watch these levels to break below for puts. So 565.80. About right here. If you were with me live, I could have and should have caught this level, which was yesterday's lows. So I left some on the table. Just to be quite honest with you, I left some on the table because immediately we broke yesterday's lows. But at the same time, it's a little dicey grabbing the first opening candle. It's a little dicey. It didn't, until it's confirmed at least. So going back in hindsight, I probably should have took that first candle. Instead, it hit my line, bounced, and then started running below it, and I took it on the cross of my line just because I was confident with my line and caught most of this green candle to the bottom before it turned green. And it wasn't a huge move, but it was a win, and it was enough for a win for me. And then I caught another move above. Here was pre-market high. And you'll notice, I think I also had a line right here. Well, because pre-market kind of made this little double top on a 5-minute and then shot down, right? So I thought that was also going to get us trouble. This was a good break over this level right here for a run up. Over top of this 569.80, I can't remember where we scalped this. I scalped it up from here to here or maybe from here up. Got out. Then this move down was a good one. Now, if you'll notice, two times, do you guys see 3 areas from today's chart? Because we marked pre-market highs, right here. Look where we rejected 2 times. Right? Could have played puts here and here. It only broke it once. It come back to it, wick down, could have went into puts. This green candle wicks off of it, turns around, could have went into puts. So there was 2 plays off of today's highs. It's usually, it's this late in the day. It's not pumping a lot of volume. Pretty safe to bet we're not making new highs that late in the day unless you get an end of the day pump, and it's going to be pumping. Okay? So always mark your pre-market highs. Always mark your pre-market lows. And, in hindsight, I missed this trade right here. I got a small piece of it. Should have got more, but I didn't. But that's why I go back and I check. You go back and do this every day, then you start catching more things. You start looking at things differently, and then you stop missing so much stuff. So that's why we do this. Any comment on Josh calling that teaser top we in the live that was crazy big move and he saw it coming? I don't know, Selfish. I can't remember. XX Anonymous. Most of the time I'll do 0 DTE. But if I'm thinking, like if it's midday and I'm thinking I might have to hold this a little while for a move and it might vacillate a little bit, I might go out another day and buy at the money so it doesn't lose value as much if it goes against me some. And anybody starting in their first 6 months, I say go out a day. Go out one day. Go out one day. It'll slow it down some for you. Selfish OPRA data. Something. Oh. I can't remember. Something real time data. It has to do with Weeble's turbo options. It's a subscription you have to run turbo options on Weeble. So I guess those option contracts gather their information through that subscription is all I know. I can't remember the acronym for it. Yeah, it's like $3 a month. That's right, Pompey. Campos. Mike, I messed up bad. I bought 30 contracts on Spy. I feel you, bro. I feel that. I can go back to Tesla, Lipham, if I'm saying that right. Let's see here. Your question was on the Tesla scalp. When it closed above the 276 level, the volume bar wasn't higher than the previous 5 candles, but it seems Josh entered it anyways. Let's see here. When it crossed 276 level here, this candle, is that what you're talking about, Lipham? Option price reporting authority. Oh, okay, Tejan, thanks. The two prior, 1, 2. This green candle. You're saying this volume bar was not higher than these two? Well, I guess I'd have to let Josh answer that for you. I don't know how he measures that, honestly. I thought it was a requirement for it to be higher than the previous. 5 minute. The two. Okay. Yeah, I agree, Campos. I think that was later in the day when he said that. Was that on the alerts? Trying to look back. Yeah, I think that's what he was referring to was the back test of VWAP. Selfish. Yeah, I think that was on the way back down when he was referring to that. So selfish. The easiest way I can tell you how to get to it is on your phone app. I'll give you just a second to open it up, and I'll show you. Okay. Then we'll look at the SPY, and then I'm gonna go. So open Weeble. Bottom right corner, it's going to say menu. Okay. When you hit that menu button, you're going to see 8 little icons in the middle that say shortcuts. Okay. Market quotes looks like a diamond on those shortcuts. Hit that market quotes, and it's just a few tabs down there. OPRA real time data. That's the one you got to have for Turbo Trader. Okay. Hey, girl. Misha. You little shit. My cat's so fast. Okay. So, there was Josh's setup today. I will tell you this. Tesla, if you're pretty new, you shouldn't be trading it. You'd be better off trading Nvidia and SPY or QQQ. So if we go to his scalp setups and we look at Nvidia right quick, let's pull up Nvidia. Not on that one. Okay. Nvidia breakout entry aggressive above 114.50. Let's make our line. 114.50. Looky here. We never got there. So he's obviously saw this ranging or saw this channel. 114.50 never got to the break point. Break down below 110.50. It also never got there. Right there. That's where we came down to at pre-market. That's where we got to in the real market. So your only trade on today was, if we was doing this live, I would tell you that this was pre-market highs back here. Okay. And then I would have also said early entry right here. You see these, you see this last hour and a half of pre-market. You can catch these bodies if you want, or those wicks, these 3 green candles. You see that? Let's just mark the bodies, okay? Now, here would have been your trade on Nvidia. Josh already had 110.50. You never got there. That was no bueno to the downside. Early entry was closing above VWAP. See this candle? And above this little last hour of pre-market, I found you got a little channel of support or resistance there. If I change that to, let me change that to red. You see it? See these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, tested that and wick down, wick down, wick down, wick down. We're getting resistance there. So I would tell you live trading this over this level would be early entry. You got this candle to close above it. You could have waited for a back test. You could have took it early by when this candle started closing the body up here, going across that line. That's early momentum. Now, I'll notice that also on a 5-minute, we got a cross up on the MACD into the 0 line of the MACD. And RSI was pushing up. So I think that was a pretty decent trade. I would have probably caught this candle and that candle. But there was more. You had another run, and then it busted through pre-market one time. So that was a nice little run on Nvidia. All it did was back test the 9 EMA. That's why I run the 9 EMA 5-minute chart. 9 EMA 5-minute chart. Okay. Lip 'em. There's 2 ways to do it. You can wait for the candle to close above the line that he's given for confirmation and take the risk and then get the continuation candle. Now, that could mean missing the play or missing some of the trade. I will typically start looking at MACD and RSI with my trade, and if I can catch momentum going across the line, I'll take early entry going across, and it gives me some cushion when it comes back. Now, it don't always work. Sometimes it gets wicked out and I got to kick it. It's just part of it. If you can take the wick, or if you can take the volatility of the candle, you can catch an early entry sometimes as it goes across. Now, that's kind of how I do it. Came to like and comment, enjoy your night, brother. Thanks, Jabril. Got the levels coming for you. No problem. Always do. Quick draw McGraw, Tajon. I like that. Okay. Thanks, John. Yeah, Selfish. Do you have it added to your chart already, Selfish? You can add it once you get that OPRA data. You can add it. Lipum. I take on the first few minutes, I will watch this 5-minute MACD. You see how it gives a cross up? The little blue line crosses the orange line. That's a cross up. Once the blue line gets to the middle of the histogram, this point right here where I'm going to change it to white. See where my white line is right there? That's the 0 line of the histogram. Once this blue line fires through that, it's a good move. The higher the time frame, the better the move. Early entry is when the signal lines cross. Those don't always play out, especially in bear hands. Down here is bear hands. So the higher the time frame, the better. And Nvidia played. It would have played okay today. We could have traded it. So going back to SPY, looking 1 hour. Let me drop VWAP off. Let me drop the 9 off. Now, let's get you can see why we got rejected yesterday and the day before. You can see this big volume bar pushing out. And it said, no, you ain't moving up yet. Prabhu, I change time frames a lot, but I try to take my entries on 5s. Sometimes I'll drop to 2 or 3 minutes, but I like to take them on 5-minute entries off the 9 EMA. Okay. Higher time frames give more confirmation. This is called the fixed range volume profile, Pompey. Kelly, sometimes I'll hold through retracements, but on options, oftentimes I'll take profits quick. The 9 EMA changes. That's why I run it on the 5-minute as a trend. On a 5-minute chart. So if I go back, you're welcome, Pompey. We are coming right back to my line, 565.80 again. Heavier support is down here at 562.40 again. I would suspect this to hold this range, 562.50 down to 559.40. We can catch here. Close that little gap. I'm going to have to look a little more. Anonymous, they have excuse me, they have They do have fixed range now. I don't like it near as well on Weeble, but it does work. So let's look at a 30-minute here, guys. And fixed range is under drawings. So you go to your drawings, over to the third tool. I'm sorry, second tool. Second tool. Fixed range volume profile. And you're going to come here and start at the last the last candle closed today. You can even drop it out here. It's going to measure it from the last candle. And go back, catch you some swing highs and swing lows above you and below you. I just can't get I can't stretch the bars across the screen like I can on TradingView. You know, this is like a nice minivan. Over on TradingView, it's like a Corvette. So there's some things that are different with TradingView that Weeble just don't have. You can adjust the settings a little bit. The value area, I measure the whole thing, so I'll leave it on 100. And you always want to mark the POC, value area high, value area low. Row size, I can make you can make these rows smaller and get a little more dialed in sometimes, but I'll leave it around 30 on Weeble. If you reset it to default, it runs on 20s and it only measures 70%. I always measure 100%, so it's the whole picture. And I will adjust these bars up to about 30. It gives me a little more detail. Okay, I hit done. The only other thing I do is I outline. I make the POC yellow, and it's a broken dot. You got to check the high and the low, and then I'll outline those in yellow also. And then it makes the it gives you a clearer picture of the area measured. So I measured back to this date. Okay, I want to see some things above us and some things below us. So I want this whole range and maybe even this run up included. So, well, I should have been on a 1 hour, sorry. A little easier to see maybe. Here we go. So here's this where it pivoted at and started our run up. Now, when I stretch it and start running in, I know, there's going to be some trouble here. The POC is the point of control. The area that we just measured, it is the most trading has happened in that block of that area we measured. So that's why it sticks out farther. That's why you see all this chop through here. And you can see why we didn't hold this upper area. It didn't build any structure. See this little bit of structure up here? Once we lost this big bar, what did we do? We started falling off. Now we're going to come down here and we're going to catch another big bar until it stops us. That structure is support. So I like this 5 563.50 level, somewhere through there. You could even say 564 for support right now. Okay. That's going to be support. And I will dial in more in the morning for resistance above us and stuff. I'll pull in a 10-minute. Yeah, X Anonymous. Trading View's got so much stuff on it. You know, I I can't say I'm amazing with it, but I love it. Trading View versus TOS. Trading View all the way, all the way. But if you're if you have a Schwab account and your money's on Schwab, I think you got to use TOS. Yep. Cool. Okay, guys. Lena, I'll explain more on another video. I'm about out of time for tonight. Okay. So, do I start looking for levels in Ray, Iridian? Both. You know, I go back here at nighttime and start looking at charts and seeing what I can find. But obviously, things are going to change in the morning in pre-market. You can get some general areas, but I gotta also take into consideration when pre-market opens, what's going on. If there's any news catalyst, anything's been going on. You know, we wake up tomorrow. Nvidia come out with the next newest and greatest chip, and they're running. Well, it could change the dynamic of some stuff. What's up, Bats? Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, Lippin, we can ask Josh that tomorrow. On his live, he can explain that better. I can't say that I pay attention to the volume bars some, but I'm not as fluid with it as Josh is. Obviously, um, lots of tools, lots of ways to use this stuff, and Josh got his own way. It's obviously amazing. We got resistance. $570.84, $570. Where'd this day open? 69.30. $570, $572. We got to get above those. Tejan, thanks, man. Yeah, I love this community too. I love you guys. Thank you so much, ladies and gents. If you would like to support me, if you click on the description of this video, thank you, Lipham. Thank you. I hope I'm saying your name right. Um, if you want to support me, you can hit the description. You can subscribe to the Discord under my link. It's in the top, in the description of the video. I think it's the top one. Especially like if you want to upgrade, if you're middle tier and want to upgrade, or if you let it run out and then go back and use mine, you can do it that way too. It helps me tremendously. Y'all know I'm on here with you 5 days a week, so it's what I love, man. I hope I'm helping some people. That's what I love to do. So also there's my email for coaching on there. If you'd like a one-on-one, you can email me and I'll give you some details about that. Weeble link is in there. If you'd like to sign up for Weeble, you won't be disappointed. It's a great platform, especially for what we're doing. It's great for long-term investing too. I mean, it's got everything, but it's really good for these options for the scalps. It's really good. I feel you, country. Thanks, Victoria. Thanks, VCD. Thank you. So, we could we've had a range day today, basically. We'll see what pre-market gives us. I've had this level marked before. I can see all these dots back here. You run this line through those dots. Look right where we're closing, guys. So this level's come into play. We start breaking hard below 566. We're gonna probably get back down here to 562.50. So thank you, Kelly. Thank you all so much. Everything's in the description, guys. Tip jars, the Discord link for that supports me is in there. Weeble, Blowfin. I'm keeping up with crypto, but from a distance. I'm about done with crypto until next cycle. Made my money. I'm out. VZZ, MCC. That's what I focus on, and then just long term also. I don't do a lot of leaps or swings, big swings. It's not a swinging market right now. We're not trending. So holding options overnight right now starts becoming difficult, a little more difficult to do. I do like to occasionally run the 50 and 20. And I can catch them on 1 hours. So let me get this on 1 hour for you. So generally, y'all see this, y'all see that, right? You see that big trend? Now that was a heck of a trend to catch. If you go back to the daily, let's blow it up and look at it a second before I go. You can see the daily cross of this MACD can produce some good moves. Even though the daily crossed up back here, we are still down here in bearish territory on the daily. We're not. When this blue line gets back up here close to looking like it's going to go through the zero line, like back here, well, that starts producing big moves. Or when it stays above the zero line and it just interweaves and then crosses, interweaves, cross, interweaves, cross, and then finally she ran out of steam. Now we need to get back into bullish hands before I want to really swing stuff up a whole lot. You can catch it on the 1 hours at times. And I'll use the 20 and 50 EMA with it. So just running this on a I don't know what I just did. Running this 50 when your 1 hour starts closing below the 50, it will often respect the 50, and you see it's respected the 50 the whole way down. One time it broke it right here. So when you get, I ain't saying it's easy to ride, but now buying this move, breaking the 1 hour below the 50 EMA, buying a week out was pretty good move. Pretty good move. 20 points over a few days. So I like doing that sometimes. Lena, the blowfin, I'm just going to have to it won't let me display it or record it without displaying all my information. So I'll probably have to do it as one-on-ones or really loosely on a live, like on a Saturday or something for a couple hours. All right. Could just be me, but I think your screen share. Oh my God. Is it not moving? Boy, it did. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Here's the 50 EMA. This is what I was talking about, this big trend. When the 1 hour starts breaking the 50 EMA and closing under it, on a trend, you can ride that trend down really nicely over the course of several days usually. Now you can see we did break above it, but we're not breaking away from it. Now we lost it again. And it's because the daily is just not helping us out. When we go to like the daily time frame, it's the MACD is not pushing us up enough to stay above the 50 on a 1 hour. All right? Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. All right. Anyways, I've got to go, guys. I got a few things I got to do. Okay. Much love. I appreciate it. I will see you in the morning. I'll post my levels and then I'll be on with Josh, okay? if you want to support, guys, you know how to support. Hit that description. Appreciate all the support. Everybody's been so good to me, and I promise you, I bust my rump for you a lot. So, thanks. I love you. Much love and appreciation. If you ain't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. All right. Love you guys. Good night.